Alrighty. Welcome into the Sports Ramble Podcast, episode 19, the first live stream that we'll be doing here. Hopefully, do future live streams here on StreamYard. As always, I'm the host, Matthew Weiner, along with my buddy Trey Williams, and this very special guest who will be joining us for the entirety of the rest of this podcast and future podcasts on. We got my boy Garrett. Garrett, thank you for coming on here and being a part of this, man.
Appreciate the invite. Looking forward to just talking some sports and going, seeing where the road takes us.
Yeah, man, that's really awesome. So, first things first, I do want to point out, my condolences to the McCaskey family, Virginia McCaskey, the last original owner, I believe, has died at 102. So, a very long life for her. But the Bears, losing a matriarch is someone that was kind of influential in turning the team. Was always be able to run the team. So, condolences are over to her, but there's bigger news that has gone on in the last 3 or 4 days where a lot of trades gone on for the NBA, but the big one, unfortunately, there is the Mavericks fan, Luka Doncic to the Lakers and Anthony Davis to the Mavs in a 3-team trade. Now, if you haven't caught up and you've been living under a rock, which I think a lot of our viewers have been, the Mavs get in this trade, they get Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. The Lakers receive Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris, and then the Jazz receive Jalen Hood, Shafino, I believe I'm saying that right. The LA Clippers get a 2025 second-round pick, and the Mavs 2025 second-round pick as well. As of right now, the trade grade for this that's been graded is that the Mavs C-, the Lakers A-.
Should be an
Boys,
F
your thoughts?
grade. Should be an F grade, man. You can't just trade away generational talent like that, man. I know it's Anthony. I know we traded for Anthony Davis, but come on, man.
The same.
You about to break out too. Why?
This is the guy that puts up 50 or 60 in the playoffs and carries the team, and you just trade him away. Makes no sense.
Just because, he said, he's too much, he overweight. Oh no, he not. He led the league in minutes played last year. Come on, man. Don't make
He's got that dad bod.
Yeah.
Yes, and guess what? He can he got the dad bod. He can still drop a 40-point triple double on your head.
Yeah, it's a rough one for sure. I don't. We were talking before we went live here. We just thought that. We don't think that the Mavs window is going to be open much longer due to the fact that they got some players. You get Anthony Davis, a guy that hasn't really been healthy, in the last couple of years. And when he has been, yes, he's been good, but I understand what they're going for. And then, of course, Nico Harrison said, "I believe the defense wins championships. Time will tell if I made the right decision or not. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future." Garrett, your thoughts on that? Just general thoughts on him saying that.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about before, he trade away two picks, first round and second round, and your all generation player, and then you say that you're built to win in the future. I don't think so. Not with AD, who's hasn't played a whole season in forever, and within that roster, Klay's going out, Kyrie's going out. They won't be around forever either. And so I don't think they're built for the future. They're definitely built for now, maybe 1 or 2 years, but after that, don't really know.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Trey, I know you're really sad about this, and I
was depressed. I didn't even eat on Sunday. I didn't even eat. I didn't eat nothing. I didn't eat nothing on Sunday. I was going through. I was like, well, this is it. Everyone, I'm jumping ship. I'm going to go to La La Land. Join the Lakers. Take my talents, my fan base. Going to join the.
For me, it was how late the trade happened, because it happened late at night, almost around 11 almost. Yeah, and I remember the whole sports world stopped. Literally stopped for about 10, 20 minutes because everyone was just so stunned. And we have a lot of friends at UNT that are Mavs fans. They are diehard Luka fans, and just reading. If you go to just seeing them repost at Nico Harrison, the stuff they're saying. I never condone any violence towards someone. I understand the trade's not popular, but you don't need to make threats at the guy. He did it with what he thought was his best intentions, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's a sports team for fans, but it's his job, so it's like his business, and he has to do what's best for the business in his eyes, like you said.
Yeah.
And so we can't make judgments based off of that. I agree.
And the whole theories, I guess, that are spurning from this are obviously, Luka had a bad attitude. Luka was, obviously the overweight issues. They fired a bunch of people that were his friends on the team, some trainers that were let go that were his friends. And I get it, but at the same time, it's more of like, you can't. I understand you want to pamper somebody. I get that, truly. Like, he's a superstar. You should, treat him with the most respect. But I think he was getting away with too much, so I get why they wanted to get rid of him, at least on the Mavs side of it. The Lakers did really well. I mean, they got exactly what they wanted. So now you have Braun, and I saw it. I think I saw there's they mashed up their names together or something like that. So I thought it was pretty funny. Oh yeah, it was called Bronchich or something.
Oh, Bronchich,
terrible. The one worry that I think, if I was a Lakers fan, that I would have is, how are they going to have LeBron and Luka split with the ball? Who's going to get it? Who's going to carry it down? Is it because they're both point guard mentality people. They want the ball, and so that could cause some tension there, but time will tell.
Yeah, for sure. And then so obviously a lot of the other trades going on is Cleveland gets a solid piece. They get DeAndre Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So big trade. So they're really beefing up now, and I think the Cavs were right to do that because they feel that they're close and they're going to go get someone that they think can at least help them in the long term.
Oh yeah, DeAndre Hunter, he's a really solid defender. Like, he's like 6'7", 6'8", long wingspan, really long defender, really great defender in my head, and he can pretty much like take Cleveland over the top, and contend with Boston. Yeah. It's pretty much like those two teams right now, because not Cleveland, New York's there, Milwaukee's still there. Milwaukee's kind of suspect right now, since they've been losing.
Yeah.
So pretty much it's up to those three teams now. So Boston has a chance to either run it back, but Cleveland's right there with them.
Do I think Boston runs it back? No, but they could be close. You never know. And another I think the biggest losers of these trades has to be the trade that sent Zach LaVine to Sacramento. I don't get why. I get why they want this trade. They want to get back LaVine with DeMar DeRozan.
Mm-hmm.
But that combination never really worked in Chicago. I don't see why it would work in Sacramento.
I mean, maybe they see something done. They just also pairing that trade Valanciunas over to the Kings as well, so they'll be able to play. They'll have him paired with Sabonis down low, and maybe the 2-guard 2-post will be a good look for him. But we'll see.
And Trey, going back to what you were saying about the Bucks, they got rid of Chris Middleton, and Kyle Kuzma is brought in.
Which is dumb. I don't know why they did that. I mean, Kyle Kuzma is a good scorer, but Chris Middleton's a good scorer and a good defender. Kyle Kuzma can't guard a cone. You can't guard a cone. You're like, oh, where'd you go? Oh,
the cone broke his ankles.
You can't guard a parked car if he wants to try it. It's he's not a good defender, folks.
Not only that, he's also in the midst of his worst NBA season of his career. He's only averaging 15.2. He's constantly checking out on defense, posting a 46.9 effective blocked field goal percentage. So that's his percentage on if someone shoots on him, his chances to at least stop him or at least throw up a contested shot. That is 7.2 points shy of league average. So he has been struggling on a Wizards team, but it's the Wizards. Kind of makes sense.
Way below average.
Yeah.
One thing that I will add though, talking about it, the Jared Butler trade from Wizards to the Sixers. As a Baylor fan, I saw him balling up in college against. I mean, that was the year they won the national title, and it's taken him a while to get going in the NBA. He bounced around in the G League on the Wizards G League team for a while, and then or the Thunder, excuse me. But now he's traded to the Sixers and he's got his bearings. So we'll see where that takes us. But there's also some draft picks thrown in there as well. So
yeah, and I like that you pointed that out, Garrett, because I think he's got the potential to really, like, if you can see him ball like he did to Baylor, you have something special there for sure. Now, I feel like a lot of that could be said about a lot of players. It's like, oh man, if he just would reach his potential, he'd be perfect. So the only team that I can see that out of all the teams that failed in the whole trade deadline, obviously you can put the Mavs up there, but I would go as far as to say the Suns were the biggest losers because you're you're not gonna make they're not really in a playoff or a title contender. They're not gonna be a title contender this year, but Yusuf Nurkic, really? That's real. That's the way That's the best. Ugh.
He's definitely
get rid of Nurkic to go to the Hornets.
I feel bad for Booker. I feel really bad because the Suns had a really good squad. Like no superstars, just really solid role players. They really meshed well, and like really solid leader in Chris Paul that was there at the helm, and they just had a really solid group. And then the general manager got ahead of himself and traded all that away for KD.
Yep.
And guess what? That didn't it turned out terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it turned out terrible. It's KD's on his way out. He's gonna request a trade during the off season. It's pretty much up to him. It's up to KD. It's up to Booker if he wants to stay. Because Booker might say I'm split. So it's pretty much it's up to the two best players on the team. And how far they want to take it.
Yeah. I mean, I could truly see KD being traded. I mean, or leaving on the offseason. But the question is, what team? Look at all the way everywhere he's left. When he left OKC, he left kind of not violently, but people obviously admonished his decision to go to the Golden State. Then he got left Golden State because he had beef, I believe, with Draymond Green was the biggest reason for him leaving the Warriors. Then he left the Nets because he hated Harden, and then he leave. Yeah, they know more about what we know, and then he left there. And now he's on the Suns, and now he wants out, basically, on the Suns.
Almost seems like he has a problem with everybody that he doesn't agree with. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I think that's you can say that about his career.
To add on to what you were talking about, Matthew, that was going back to the Warriors. If KD and Draymond didn't have a fallout, KD would probably be still on the Golden State Warriors right now. And Golden State probably would have won more, probably more champions. Maybe, we don't know. But hey, if Draymond and KD didn't have a fallout in the 2019 season, KD probably would have stayed with Golden State. Didn't team up with Kyrie. But who knows?
The only team that has not made a trade, obviously besides some of the other teams around there, but the one team that does need to make a trade that I've seen is obviously the Minnesota Timberwolves. I would have liked them to get rid of maybe one or two players, but again, they're standing pat on what they believe is a pretty good roster. They're 28-23 right now, which isn't great. He'll probably make plan. But ever since the Luka Doncic trade, the Mavs have gone 0-2 since the trade. And the first game they played,
Oh
I
my
believe, was it against the Cavs?
God.
It was
That
the
doesn't
Cavs.
count. Wait,
It
hold
was
on.
the
None of our
Cavs.
good players are playing.
It doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't
You still
count.
lost.
Still count.
I
Yeah.
know we still lost, but that was pretty much just watching that game was like watching a funeral. It was pretty much like, here lies the body of the Dallas Mavericks season after the killing of Luka Doncic and the fan base last night. It was really hard to see, really hard to watch. As the
I'm sure you
Cavaliers,
saw the memorials left outside the AAC Center.
oh no, they took all they scrapped
so
it.
funny.
Everything's gone. I
Yeah,
know what
'cause
you're
they're mad.
talking about. I'm just
And then it's just terrible, man.
Yeah. Cavs put up 92 in the first half.
92
in the first half against the Mavericks that game. Yeah.
They gave us the good old fashioned butt whooping on live television.
They did. It was to learn a lesson that you shouldn't trade away your franchise player.
Because like the morale, you saw like everyone was like heartbroken. It was like you just lost like everyone was just sitting on the bench just like motionless. Like during like the press conference, like Nico was talking about, and like Jason Kidd was like just sitting here like, well, I really want to strangle you right now, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna just sit here and just be quiet. I don't want to lose my job. But you can't just trade away your best player just because like a vendetta, you know?
Yeah.
I agree.
But not only that,
That's
did
what
you
Nico.
see
That's what people like. To me, I think Nico low-key had a vendetta against Luka. That's why he took away his trainer, like what Matthew said earlier. He took away his favorite trainer, traded away Dorian Finney-Smith, pretty much his best friend on the Mavericks a couple years ago to get Kyrie, and like they traded away like his strength coach. So it's kind of like he wanted Luka out. So everyone like pointing a finger at Nico, like, what are you doing?
I don't think it. Yeah, I don't like the implications behind it. But there is a game tonight, Mavericks versus Celtics, 6:30 p.m. on TNT and True TV.
Oh no!
And Boston. Here, Garrett, I'll ask you this: how many points do you think Boston's favored by?
Ooh, I'm gonna say like
14,
20 to 30, maybe.
14.
They're only favored by 12.5 points.
See, I was close. Aha!
Interesting.
But
I wonder why it's so low.
Because Kyrie's playing tonight.
and Clay and
Yeah, I guess the whole roster's playing. I guess AD would be playing tonight as well.
no, AD's not playing. I saw a report. Mark Stein said that he's pretty much like he's ramping it up today, but he's not going to play today. He's going to play on Saturday whenever we play Houston at home, which I don't know how that's going to turn out.
Yeah.
I think he gets booed.
That's the thing. AD, like, he's just there. I feel bad for the players because like they have no control over this at all.
Yeah,
And that's like
it's a business at the end of the day.
Yep.
It's one of the toughest businesses to be in, but when it happens, it's like the players are almost treated like cattle. It's just like, all right, come to the slaughterhouse. You're dying, so
Yeah.
man, that's rough.
I think Dennis Schroeder and Chris Paul are the best examples of that. I mean,
100%.
the amount of teams that
Oh my
they've
gosh,
done
Dennis
in their
Schroeder.
whole career.
Oh my god.
They got a rainbow of jerseys, like Shaq's rainbow of jerseys too. But
He's
Chris Paul has
rainbow, man.
it's literally, I think, like 8 or 10 teams that
He's
Chris
a
Paul has
skittle.
been on that you can just make a thing out of. And it's just these people have lives and kids and lifestyles, and they just get up and traded and have to start somewhere else. Like you said, tough business to be in.
Yeah, it's especially if you've been it's like, oh, I'm in Houston, I got to get a house in Houston. All right, well then I was just traded. Well, now I have to sell that house and go get a house wherever I end up next. And I just think it's just so tough because I think a lot of fans at least don't understand that. Listen, you're uprooting your entire livelihood to go to play for this team, and that's especially hard on Luka because he just had a kid, and he's got to go over there first and then wait for. Yeah, he's gonna wait for his family to come. He's gonna go over there first, and then wait for his family to kind of come later. But that's just a tough break anyway. You get it.
Let's not forget, like, he was actually trying to buy a house here in Dallas. He was working on investing in getting a new house. And just imagine, like, if he got traded and he bought the house, he's stuck. Now, like, his wife and his daughter has to stay here while he's like trying to stay in an apartment, or like, you gotta like stay there now.
So Trey, I'm reading this now, but going back to your kind of vendetta the angle that you were talking about. So apparently Nico Harrison tried to call Luka 3 times, and he tried to text him. So out of the 3 calls, he was rejected twice. Like, how like when you wait for it to go to voicemail, right? Luka apparently didn't let it go to voicemail. He just cut him. He just hit the decline signal twice. 3rd time went to voicemail. Then he sent him a text, and obviously Luka didn't respond to the text.
Yeah, hey, you don't call back. Stand on business, Luka. Hey, we ride that dawn for you, man. You're riding that dawn.
And then, of course, the famous Nico Harrison quote: "He probably doesn't want to talk to me." Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk to the guy that just traded me
either. I wouldn't talk to you.
Like, imagine. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he tried to. He tried to call him before the trade. Then the trade was finalized. Then he tried to call him again, and tell him, "Hey, like, you've been traded." I'm sure Luka already saw it,
right,
at this point. And then they tried to call his agent, and then they picked up for him. So, yeah, if I were to be traded, and I wouldn't respond. I mean, like, dude, you can't like 2 weeks earlier, you can't like tell the press, hey, he's gonna be a Maverick for life. We want him here. We love having him here. We want him to win a championship. And then 2 weeks later, you trade him, and you're like, well, we had to do it because he was overweight. That's
the
gutless.
Crazy part.
I mean, look at what Jokic was doing. I mean, I'm sure he was similar weight to Luka when he was bigger than he was now, because he slimmed down a couple summers ago. But he's still doing incredible things, and it's the dad bod, like Trey mentioned earlier. I mean, like Patrick Mahomes has it, other athletes have it. And they still do amazing, because it's not the body, the physique that really makes a difference. It's their skill, and his skills are off the charts.
100%.
And guess what? No athlete probably past 25 don't take like conditioning or like their body seriously until like their late 20s. So like that goes like to all like major athletes, except for like the LeBrons and Michael Jordans in the world. That's totally different. But like the main like superstars, they didn't like really care as much about their conditioning and like their bodies like at all. As like if Luka could drop you, like can give you a 60-point triple-double like he did 2 years ago, I don't care if he like eats In-N-Out like Whataburger here. I'm like, here, man, like here, like here's some burgers, like here's some fries. I can give you like a shake or two. I don't care, as long as you give me wins and you just like still score and hoop. I don't care I don't care if you eat the whole like buffet or not. I don't care. He's still gonna drop a 30-point triple-double on your head.
Yeah, and I understand. I get they're like, oh man, he's out of shape. It's like, yeah, I would be out of shape too, and I'd be tired too if I had to carry the brunt of this franchise for the past. It's ever since Dirk retired.
Yeah.
Like, I understand you got Kyrie. I understand you got Clay. That's good. But the thing is, Kyrie and Clay, they can't carry a team like they used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even towards the end of Kyrie's stint with the Celtics, he kind of started going off, not being able to be that caliber player that you can rely on. Because he always had Braun in Cleveland, and so he kind of had a backup. So he wasn't the star; he was kind of the second in command, and that kind of looked better because all the focus was on LeBron. And then Boston, it was basically all him. And he kind of started falling off from there. And that's where we're at now.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these guys aren't clutch because Clay and Kyrie, they still have that clutch factor. They can still be clutch when they need them to be. It's just a matter of you got rid of a guy who's 25 years old. The fact that what scares me is the fact that Luke is 2 years older than me. That scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah. And you get him for a guy that's significantly older, has not been
31.
healthy. And the thing is, at 31 years old, you couldn't tell me this, but I would say he's like Anthony Davis has probably got at least 3 to 4 years of good to pretty good production left.
Yep.
I think you're about right.
And Luka's got 5 years because he's 25. Once he hits 30, he'll be fine. I mean, obviously, you don't know how much longer LeBron's gonna last, but
He might
for
be
right
still
now,
in the
they have. And I know a lot. I saw someone that said this trade was done to kind of keep Bronny on the bench. I'm like, Bronny needs to be he needs to be in the G League. Just keep him there.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Bronny got to develop. I know everyone wants to see Bronny play during an NBA game, but let Bronny develop. It's for the best because I don't want him to go out there and mess up and make him look foolish. That's like the last thing I want him to do. I want him to be successful in the league. I want him to make a name for himself, not because he's LeBron James' son. Just like I'm Bronny. Like this is my name. Like I'm here. Not because like of my dad. I'm here because I'm that good.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. I think if you rush him, though, he's going to end up being someone that's just like, okay, well, you're going to look back at like Michael Jordan, his kids. His kids never even made it past college. I mean, they just never panned out because obviously they didn't. Their dad, I think that's a lot of issues with a lot of kids. I guess athletes' kids. It's like you can't live up to what your parent did because they were so good. It's rarely ever do you see a player. The last player that at least in my mind, that I can think of that like surpassed their dad's accomplishments was Ken Griffey Jr. And that's like the last one I can even think of.
That's about right.
Maybe in any of the 4 major sports.
I know like Frank Gore's son is in
he's on the
for example.
There's Carmelo Anthony's son just went to college somewhere.
Yep, saw that.
No, he declared to I think he's going back to Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I saw LeVar Arrington's kid is going to college.
So,
it's like if your dad's famous, bro, get in that line. You're gonna be next.
Mm-hmm.
It's called good old fashioned nepetism.
It's like Carmelo Anthony's.
It's not really nepotism. We still gotta work.
But it's like Carmelo Anthony's kid. It's like you better not underachieve like your father did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bar's low for them.
But yeah.
But I think your point of, I think as humans we see the player that their parents are and expect because that their son or daughter, then they're going to automatically be their skill level or better, and that's flawed because they got there through hard work. And I'm sure that the son or daughter will too, but just not immediately. And the perception of that just needs to change.
You can. I always said this. You can pass on the skills that you learn. Like LeBron can do that for his kid. Like, here's what I've learned in my years of playing. But you cannot pass on talent.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to impart talent to someone that doesn't. Because LeBron coming out of high school, he was drafted out of high school. He had the talent. And that's something Bronny doesn't really have. He doesn't have it in spades like his dad did. So he's got to work twice as hard just to get to that level. So that's where I think the Lakers are kind of screwing up by kind of rushing him to the the NBA because it's like it's more of like a marketing tactic where it's like, oh, come see Bronny play with his dad, and that'll put butts in seats so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of that thing where it kind of takes you back to where like when Michael Jordan went and played baseball. It's a marketing tactic. It's like, oh, Michael's gonna play baseball. Let's go see him. So I don't know. I think if you give him maybe another year or two in the G League, he might be better. But right now, his upside is nothing more than a role player to me.
Yeah.
Okay, give him some time. His ceiling could be a Drew Holiday kind of like type of player. Because like he is a solid defender. It's just his scoring.
Mm-hmm.
His scoring will come.
Mm-hmm.
His defense is there already.
He also didn't have the body of his dad. Like LeBron is just built different, literally.
Yeah.
Like I think Bronny's shorter, not as bulky, which I mean that's easy to fix, but yeah, I think LeBron is just bigger and more dominant, and maybe that'll come with time, but I doubt it. I think there's a limit to Bronny's dominance and with his current body. For sure.
Yes, and with LeBron being bulkier, he's got that quickness, that elusiveness, that kind of for a big guy. So I think if you were to, if you were to have Bronny be that quick guy, you don't really need to bulk him up, so to speak, but work on his quickness, work on his elusiveness. Because again, if you can get him in contested shots, if he can make contested shots, he'll be not a complete player, but he'll be at that level to where you need him to be. But right now, I just don't see it. And I told Trey this. I was like, I like Bryce James's game more than I like than Bronny's, because Bryce has kind of got doesn't have the defense as much, but he's got more of the shot than Bronny does. But granted, Bryce is still way away from
ways away.
He's a sophomore or junior, I think, something like that right now.
He's
something like that.
He's a junior this year, I believe.
Okay.
Because he already committed to Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. He already committed to Arizona.
Okay. That makes sense. But with that, we're going to move on after that long, sad funeral that we just held for the Mavericks and all their fans. We're going to move on to
says, folks. I'll be better next week. Probably not.
No, you'll not. If they don't win this, I mean, obviously they're probably going to lose to the Celtics, but if they don't beat Houston, they're really in a nosedive.
Yeah.
No, because we're going to be in a home stretch, like right before like the All-Star break and after the All-Star break, so we might pick up some wins, but we hope
does not look promising. But the Super Bowl is right around the corner. It's coming up on Sunday. Everyone knows that the Chiefs versus the Eagles, round 2, Electric Boogaloo, will be up, and with the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance. I know Trey wants the Chiefs to win because he hates the Eagles because he's a Cowboys fan. I cannot stand Mahomes. I don't like him as a football player. I'm fine. As a person, I don't like his wife. I don't like his brother. I just want to see him lose, and I just hate the narrative of him like always winning because like the script is written for him, and the refs are helping him out, and I just want to see. Plus, I like Saquon, so I want to see Saquon get a ring. So, Garrett, what about you?
Yeah, I'm not as big of a Cowboys fan, and so I'm honestly just rooting for the Eagles for the same reason. I can't stand Mahomes. Too many calls in his favor that wouldn't go in any other quarterback's favor, and it's just dumb that they favor this team so much. And so for that reason, yeah, I hope the Saquon runs all over him, and the Eagles pull it out.
The analytics currently.
I got 2 ups.
The analytics currently suggest that this will be one of the least watched Super Bowl games in history, obviously. Because
people are going to tune in. No, people are going to tune in. Trust.
They're going to tune in for the halftime
People are
performance.
going to tune in, man. Because the reason why no one really no one's talking about it because of the NBA trade deadline.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, but Everyone's been. I guess the big question besides the football game is, will Kendrick Lamar perform not like us at the halftime
Oh,
show?
he will. Oh, he will. I'm gonna be
It's
seated for that one. I'm gonna.
That's gonna be a
seated for
bet
that.
somewhere, like on some betting website.
Man, I don't think from like okay, so if I'm thinking of a business standpoint, right? I don't see how that helps him by him performing that because it's a diss track on somebody else, and I understand Drake's trying to strike that stuff down in court and all that stuff that he's doing, but I don't see just from a business from like an ad standpoint, I just don't see how that helps because again, you're you're calling someone a pedophile on like live on air. You're
Oh,
insinuating
yeah.
that his secret kid. You're insinuating he has a secret kid again. You're saying his entire entourage and his entire brand is full of, offenders and all that stuff. And so I think he sings parts of the song. Yes, he doesn't sing the whole song. He'll probably just sing not like this part that I would love to see it. Personally, I'd love to see it, but I don't think it'll happen. It's kind of like when we wanted sicko mode, or no, it's not sicko mode. Sorry, it's when we wanted when Dan Schneider, or not Dan Schneider, who was it? The guy that did SpongeBob when he passed away.
Hillenberg.
Yeah, Steven Hillenberg.
Yeah.
Thank you. When he passed away, everyone wanted the halftime performance from SpongeBob, and then we got the intro, and then we got sicko mode, and everybody was so mad. Everyone was so mad. And I saw a question today. It said, "Do you think for like these businesses, these small and big businesses, do you think like an $8 million 30-second Super Bowl ad is worth it?" Not for a small business, no. But for like a big business, yeah, of course. You don't care. It's money. You're trying to generate revenue for your brand, and I don't know, man. I don't. I think a lot of people also watch it just for the commercials alone.
Yeah. Well, other than the World Cup or like not MLS, other big soccer events, it's the most watched television thing, sports wise, in the world, and so it's a really great time to get your brand out there and make people know you. I mean, I remember last year, I think it was like 3 or 4 ads of just Temu. It was crazy, like how they had this much money to afford all of that.
I guess the craziest ad was, I think, was it Tubi or Peacock where they like went out of the game.
I think it was Tubi. I know what you're talking about.
And everyone lost their mind. They were like, "Oh my god, the game's off!" Like, what they tried to get it back, but it was part of the ad. And that, but I think it kind of goes to the saying, like, any press, bad press is good press. It's like any press is good press because it's like, again, everyone's only talking about, oh my god, like the game went off. We hate Tubi, but it generated talk and it generated clicks and likes for a brand. So obviously, State Farm and a lot of the insurance company ads or companies are pulling their ads due to the fact of the California wildfires and the fact that a lot of the insurance companies were not canceled a lot of people's policies. So that obviously is the reason why they're going to pull the ad. State Farm already did. I think Progressive did. I'm not sure about like Liberty Mutual or anything like that, but I know State Farm for sure pulled their ads from the Super Bowl because, again, people were going to be livid that a company that canceled your policy that you can't get your insurance on is running an ad with possibly your money.
Yeah.
I think I think any insurance company, if they're smart, they wouldn't put an ad up there.
Mm-hmm. But smart marketing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Man, that's gonna be rough. I think it's more of like a who's doing that. Oh, I saw this celebrity in the ad. I saw this celebrity in the ad. We talk about that for like 2 or 3 days, and then everyone goes back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
But jeez, I saw an ad that was like Stella Artois, and it was like David Beckham has a secret twin brother or whatever. I just want to see who they picked for the secret twin brother. It's fake, but it like who they what celebrity they picked.
What was this?
Yeah, he's got. Watch it be James Corden.
Oh my god!
It's probably gonna be James Corden. Yeah, that's everyone's gonna be reaction. Are you kidding me?
Like, what? What was the reason?
Yeah.
Did they already released the list of Super Bowl ads, like companies that are running? Is that a list out there?
I think they did.
I can see.
Let's see. Yeah, I think they have. That's not what I was looking for. Oh yeah, remember the Jesus ads?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those, a lot of people really hated those. So
Really?
that just tells you what side everyone else is on.
Tells you what side the world's on. Yeah.
Yeah. So a sneak peek at some of the ads we'll see this year. HEB obviously will have a big part of an ad. We got a couple Haagen-Dazs.
Is there
Fast
a Bud
and
Light?
yeah, there will be a Bud Light one with Post Malone and Shane Gillis.
Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts, Squarespace,
Yeah.
Uber Eats,
Yeah.
Stock Cold Brew Coffee.
Okay. Yeah.
Apparently, that's Channing Tatum's brand. Obviously, Bud Light, as we said earlier.
I didn't know that.
Oh, Mountain Dew,
Okay.
Michelob Ultra.
All the beers.
Yep, all the beers. Budweiser, obviously, and those are just some of the companies that have gone public with saying that they're going to release an ad.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll be surprised with other ones. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know how I feel about like some of these ads. Like because it's mostly the celebrities that are promoting it, and I expect to see at least 20 or 30 wildfire commercials that say, "Hey, support the wildfires" and stuff like that. Obviously, that's kind of like a way to get their brand across.
It's a given.
Yes, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm honestly fine with that.
Do a quick question.
Yeah, I got you.
What is your prediction on how many times they show Taylor Swift?
Oh, let me write it down. Hold on. Let me write my prediction down.
How many do you think? Well, I would turn it into a drinking game at this point.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you know what? That'd be a good challenge. Something like, let's drink how many times like Taylor Swift shows up on. I'm gonna be like this at the end.
I don't think she'll be. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb. I think they'll show her. They'll try to find her, but I don't think she'll want to be shown. And the reason I say this is because it's the limelight's on her boyfriend right now, Travis Kelce. She doesn't like to be. She's not that. Doesn't want to be part of that. She'll probably be in the back because there's been games where she's been kind of like hiding in the back, and the camera still, obviously zooms in on her, but it's pretty obvious she doesn't want to be a part of it. So I think you'll probably see her like 6 or 7 times. If she's there, like full on supporting like the games that we have seen, easily 10 to 20 times, easily.
Yeah. I'm in the 6 to 10 range.
6 to 10
of
anytime. I think anytime there's a big play or the Chiefs score, they'll go to her. Or if Kelce makes a big play,
especially with Kelce. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had one catch in the conference championship game.
He did. Oh, really? Does it?
Yeah, he had one catch I think for like 6 yards.
Okay.
Because he mostly trusted Worthy and listen, I have a soft spot for Worthy because I'm a fan of Texas Longhorns. Sorry, Garrett.
That's but he's a great player. He torched. Granted, when we played them with him on the team, our secondary was quite trash, but he torched us badly. I mean, and he torches everybody now in the NFL, so it makes me feel
exactly. So yeah, you can't really say anything about it. I saw a list. Oh god, what did I see the list? I think I saw on Fox or something like Fox Sports, football, whatever. It was like they ranked the top 10 Super Bowl performances, and from someone that hasn't been able to see a lot of them, because again we're still pretty young. I saw my number one is unanimous according to everyone they've surveyed. It's Prince at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm fine with that because Prince. I mean, listen, dude, you sing "Purple Rain" while it's raining. Come on, it doesn't get more iconic than that. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. They ranked number one worst Super Bowl performance ever was they have it as Maroon 5 right now.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I can see that.
And a close second is Coldplay.
Really?
Really?
What Super Bowl was Coldplay?
Wasn't it 2016, 2017?
I'm trying to remember 'Cause I
I don't
remember
know.
they were in it with like I think Beyonce showed up, Bruno Mars showed up.
Super Bowl 15 or sorry 50, 2016.
Oh yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
So they also have like every website's gonna have their own lists, but they have the worst one set also as well as the Black Eyed Peas in 2011.
Oh gosh.
Oh
And
gosh.
I remember that, and they had Slash, and that was just horrible.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's tough.
Yeah,
European live performances do not go well. No, let's try not to remember what she did to the national anthem a couple years back.
Oh, the Fergie
Ooh,
All Star game.
they
Oh, cut the mic! Cut the mic!
What's even worse is the fact that when Maroon 5 performed, they originally had Cardi B was going to do it, then they had Rihanna, and they both turned them down flat. So the person that did was willing to Maroon 5, and it was fine. It was okay until Travis Scott butchered the SpongeBob intro, until Adam Levine took his shirt off. It just got worse from there.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to see it.
Mm-hmm.
2010, they had The Who.
Mm.
That was the band that performed, and no one knew who they were.
Yeah.
Because again, everyone's young.
Right. Everybody
So
was changing,
obviously,
yeah.
But without the
Go ahead.
without the Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake was another bad one. Obviously because of the exposed breast.
Incident.
But not only that, do you remember? That's what everyone remembers. Do you remember? Does anyone remember who else was on that? Because I do.
Who?
There was Kid Rock. Remember Kid Rock was part of it. Nelly, I think Nelly was part of it, and I know P Diddy was on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Did Justin Timberlake do it? Did Justin Timberlake do it twice?
He did one at when the Vikings had their first Super Bowl. Not the Vikings playing, but at their stadium.
Oh yeah, 2018. Yeah, so he did do it twice. So he did it with like I know he wasn't the headliner, but it was with the boob out and then with by himself. Wow, that is the fact that he got to do it twice and still sucked both times.
Didn't learn. I guess not.
Nope. You know what? You know who I don't remember? I remember that. Remember when Bruno Mars did it? He did with like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, he did do it. He did it with like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and no one remembers it. Yeah, 2014.
2014. Yeah, I way over my head. But they definitely learned from their mistakes and gone with the artists that are popular with the younger people.
Yes.
At least this year they did. Last year, I mean, Usher, you could argue that it was kind of there. It was like more nostalgic with
Usher being part of it. I didn't mind Usher, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was great.
I didn't mind it.
A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was great. No.
Yeah, no. Rihanna wasn't too bad either. I know she was pregnant.
Rihanna's and Usher's halftime shows, like they're really good. I don't know why people hate it, but
yeah, and like you said, while she was pregnant, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, exactly. And then Paul McCartney was in 2005. I didn't even know that. Rolling Stones were the year after him, 2006. Lady Gaga rounds out the top 10 in top 10 football performances of all time. I thought hers was good, but going to the top 5, number 5, I should say. Number 5 was Aerosmith, Britney Spears, NSYNC, Nelly, and Mary J. Blige. I think I say her name right.
Mary J. Blige, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that because that was in 2001. That was when I was born. I thought U2 was pretty good when they did after 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
But number 4, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige again. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that one was live. That was awesome.
My only critique is I would have been better if it was just Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Maybe Eminem.
Mm-hmm. You saying like too many people or too many?
Yeah, there's
like,
too many cooks in the kitchen, so you can't really get all. Yeah, when there's too many cooks, you can't everyone can't you can't get as much screen time, I guess, as you want.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then number 2, They have ranked as U2 because again after the 9/11, and then number 1 being of course Prince. That kind of goes into hand in hand. But with that will wrap up our first live stream of the Sports Ramble Podcast, episode 19. As a live stream. Hope everyone that got to watch it had a great time kind of hanging out. And let us know in the comments or wherever you're posting, Instagram on our Instagrams, wherever that may be. Let us know what your favorite halftime show was, what your worst halftime show was, what you thought of Luka Doncic trade. Just anything, we like to kind of read those comments, especially as long as it's not hate comments. But yeah, big thank you to Garrett for joining on here, and you guys will see him again for sure. He'll be around almost every episode. If I'm not here, he'll probably just end up taking over.
Room for the Chiefs, America. Room for the Chiefs.
Easy there, killer.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Garrett.
All right, we gotta go before these two start yelling at each other. Big thanks to Garrett and Trey for hanging on here. As always, I'm Matthew Wagner, guys. We will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.
See you.
See y'all.